Can you talk about the community?
The
Because
community.
the community is
Yeah.
different. Well, it's bigger.
Right. Okay.
Tarleton's bigger.
Right.
But I'm
Yeah.
interested to know in the 80s,
Mm-hmm.
right, into the time where you were in charge of the Department of Curriculum Instruction here at Tarleton,
Yeah.
what was it like? Because I know what it's like now,
Yeah.
right? So I'm interested to know what it was like then.
Okay, I will tell you, when Jim Boyd came here as dean, we began to build relationships with the public schools, not at Stephenville, and those relationships needed to be built. And at that time, the teammate program, so we were looking for places for our interns. And if you look at what's happened with teacher growth and lack open positions and closed positions, although Stephenville has still been pretty hard to get hired in because everybody wants to teach here, especially after they've gone to school here. But it was, like I said, we were a one McDonald's and we were a one Sonic. We didn't have Starbucks. We didn't have. We did have a or it was called Cold Smoke across Barefoot at that time when they opened. There was a place you could go over there and get coffee. Later, when the McDonald's across the street, that was kind of the gathering place where some faculty went over and had coffee, and there you meet the community. I think I was fortunate because we had kids in school, and so that builds this community is very school and sports oriented, and so you build your community around your church, your faith, around your kids who are involved in the sports around the school. You're in the band, your kids are in the band, so you're a member of the band fan. And this town turns out to support the kids in recreation activities, public school activities, all the sports, football, basketball. Back then, we had football, basketball, track, and volleyball. Now we have soccer, and so that even provides more involvement. They built Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts were really large in this community. I was a Girl Scout leader, active in church, and people in this community have just always been big supporters. The Heart of Gold that we have every year at the high school, where they raise money to fund someone who has had a child or an illness or something, and they raise, $30,000. It's just a very giving community, very supportive of all activities that children are involved in, from little all the way up. The rec program's always been huge. Kids were a part of that. And then in the schools, theater is huge. And those theater kids from Stephenville, trickle into Tarleton. So it's always been a kind of a ground. In 86, 87, when Jim Boyd was dean, we started what we call an Effective Schools project. And it's where we invited the public schools, Stephenville being one of the major participants, where the campuses came in, and we had top name. We had, when you think about the people who were, we had Carl Glickman. We had all kinds of people come and speak to schools, community schools from Erath County, and Alvarado was in that program for years, so reaching out, and we built positive relationships with public schools because the Department of Curriculum Instruction and the faculty here they were dedicated to being teachers and to supporting the students to become the best teachers they could be for the public schools in Texas in this area. And we were recognized for that. All across the state, Tarleton was recognized for the teachers that we produced. And the community recognized that. And the schools supported us in that. And we had their support.